Hello there, my name is Ben and welcome back to Play the Game Central, and today I'm joined by three lovely humans. The first is someone that you'll know. He's called Radaustins27. Hello, Reed.
Hey guys, what's going on? It's so good to be home.
It is, and these two guys are sexy little legends. This guy's called Andy, and he's a big part of the Play the Game community, and that is Benn up there. I think I've talked about him being an extremely good zombie player, and I hope he lives up to it today. And we are doing a little challenge that I kind of set, which is, I've explained to Reed, actually we just tried to do it, didn't we? But there's a very specific reason why we stopped, and I'll get onto that in a minute. We're trying to get all 6 perks by only opening up to the power room. So we've got from the centrifuge up to the power room, but we haven't got the flopper area, we haven't got stamina up, haven't got the pack-a-punch area, none of that. Until we get all 6 perks, then we can do what we want, or just quit, whatever. So we're literally in this area until we get all 6, and that's it. So the issue that we were having, and Reed will agree, is that actually you got the thunder guns, so we were quite lucky, but we didn't get the ray guns. And when the monkeys come, when we're trying to get the perks, you kind of need a ray gun or something heavy for that moment.
Power weapon.
Or Gersh's are kind of the best actually, but so it all comes down to the luck on the kind of box draw that you get. So that's it. That's what we're doing. So just to explain. And we're going to get on by talking now. You're not going to be able to hear the other guys because they are legends and they've muted their mics for this. They can hear me, but you can't hear them. And Reed and I are going to just kind of talk like we do. So
yeah, as always.
We were talking actually in the last one about, obviously I did that thing with Yoti, and we were talking about gameplay versus storyline.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
You came up, did you say that it was kind of you like the idea of, coming back into a game one day and maybe finding something that someone never found before? That's what. I agree with that.
I think zombies. The whole. Yo said he wants it now. He wants zombies now, and maybe because he's impatient or whatever. Yeah. And I completely understand that. Everyone is so curious. We're so curious. Like, the biggest mystery is life after death. We want to know. That's why we obsess over it. That's why religions are created, because we want to know the unknown. With zombies, we have this idea, this atmosphere that we don't know everything, and there's always that possibility. Like, what if I get back in the map and I find something new for the first time? Because Treyarch can just do those hot fixes and put something new in the game, as we've seen with Mule Kick, and it's absolutely amazing to try and get those things. While knowing everything, to me, I wouldn't want to come back, because it's just like, all right. The gameplay mechanics are fun. I'll do this when I want to every now and then, but it wouldn't have me as addicted as it does now, where it's like, oh, what about this time? Maybe I'll find some kind of rare PC radio somewhere that we didn't notice, some audio file that just was put in.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I was telling you, it's sad that we just did this a moment ago because it felt more fresh, but I was saying about, I played Moon yesterday, trying to get some footage for Play the Game Home for the M-Law, for the M-Law kind of weapon dissection thing.
Oh yeah, nice.
It was a real pain in the ass trying to actually get it and then Pack-a-Punch. But when I was at the Pack-a-Punch, there's obviously, we've all seen the Obey sign above the Pack-a-Punch area, the kind of fenced area. But there's actually a little sign, there's a little kind of statement on the floor. I think it says EC something something something. What's really interesting is it's not a title, but it's one of the kind of references that's referred to in a CIA MK Ultra mind control paper, and I've never seen anyone talk about it online before, never. And Obey, the actual word Obey, was the title of the section that had this little kind of sequence of numbers, and it was just really nice to find something that I hadn't seen anyone, at least on YouTube. I'm sure people have found it, but
yeah, absolutely.
If it's not on YouTube, people just assume no one's ever seen it, which is bollocks.
Oh, I mean, the forums, the Call of Duty forums, always have stuff where I go on there and go, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
But I just looked up, like I said in the last commentary, I thought Obey was on it, and it wasn't. It was Silence, so that is my bad.
Oh, Silence, yeah.
For some reason, I thought Obey was on one of the screens.
It might have been better if Obey was.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But I also have a question now looking at this, is what it looks like on the bottom right-hand corner of the loading screen, which you don't have it in front of you at the time, but yeah, he's walking through a portal, and we can see the numbers similar to 5.
Oh no, the actual
Pentagon Tech has,
numbers?
yes, around him, kind of like we see both on the teleporters and the Pentagon Tech.
Yeah.
What do you think that's about? Or the loading screen in general?
What, the actual NAC loading screen?
Yeah.
What I just said, what I thought was, oh yeah, we didn't. Yeah, don't worry. Yeah. There's a film and a really famous book called 1984 by George Orwell. It's an Orwellian kind of dystopian future, and it paints a really horrible picture for what they think that the future is going to be like without religion and without politics. It's basically, to sum it up, it's about an organisation who try their best to control the people of Earth, and if you're not in the organisation and you're not controlled by them, you're basically out on the streets, or worse, you're dead. It's either you're part of the organisation, is it called Incorp or Ingort? You're either part of that organisation or you're dead. So it's all about control and obeying, and that whole loading screen, and I've referred to it a few times before, but I've never actually said why, it almost is 1984. I mean, if it's not a wink at 1984 and the things and the ideas of the kind of dystopian future, then I have absolutely no idea what that is talking about, because it looks like 1984. In fact, in the extended cut of 1984, they have an area of Incorp where they're kind of getting their supplies ready for this big war that they're about to wage on the world. And you can see a guy in the middle of these boxes of ammunition going to different countries for Incorp, full of ammunition, these boxes that he's kind of labelling up to be posted off to various parts of the world. And that's in the NAC loading screen. All of this is in that loading screen. It is 1984. People in front of screens, people being indoctrinated. It's George Orwell. It's George Orwell. I mean, if it's not, then, I mean, it is.
Yeah,
I really don't think it isn't. I think if it was something else, then it would be... And
I've read the book 1984 too, and it does absolutely follow the lines of it. Yeah. And the book itself is awesome. It was written by him, I think, in the big fear of like communism at the time. What would happen if the government takes over? And that was pretty much his spin on it.
And actually, it was a really naughty thing, because government were banning books like that, and this was the only way. It's kind of like the Witch Hunt. I can't remember who wrote that, but it's called Witch Hunt, and it was about the kind of politics of the time. We're leaving, by the way, guys. I'm going to open this door. And it was about the politics of the time, and they were banning books. They were censoring these kind of artistic representations, and anyone who was against the kind of government was outcast in the cold, kind of thing. And I think it is called The Witch Hunt. I can't remember. Yeah. And George Orwell's 1984. That it's kind of like, without saying it out loud, it's a story, but it's anti-government. That's what it's about, and it was written for that purpose. But yeah, that's it.
Yeah, no, I also read another book, Fahrenheit 451. I don't know if you've ever...
I haven't read that. I've heard of it.
Oh, very good. Yeah. Very similar idea of the whole government trying to control you, censorship, the burning of books, because it keeps people stupid. And they're not going to know what's really going on. Yep. So it's really, really, really cool ideas. And Treyarch's employees, are around those errors that these books have been brought up in. When we've seen both the Vrill's book, what was it? The Power of the Vril, I think was the name of that book, and 1984. All those are definite, possibilities that they read these books easily during their lifetimes, and maybe it is one of their favorite books.
I mean, I think in America it's part of your kind of curriculum, isn't it? I think 1984 is a big...
Absolutely, yes.
And that's a shame, because people kind of hate the books that are in that curriculum, but it's really good. Really good.
I if you understand it, is a bigger difference, is understanding the book and the concepts that it is. But, and the language it's written in, some kids, and I read it in just this past year, so kids that are 16, 17, 18 years old are going to sit there and some of them are just going to be that way of, this is stupid, government just being stupid, this is unrealistic, and it's like, you're missing the point.
Yeah, no. But the only thing is with that 1984, and why I'm saying it is, I'm not sure why they've done that, but I'm almost certain it is 1984. I mean, the first time I saw it, I thought, I've seen this before, and it's only because I watched 1984 about October last year. I rented it on iTunes, actually, just to rewatch it because it was so good. And it's kind of about Big Brother. It's kind of that Illuminati feeling, people who want
Big Brother's
you down.
Always watching.
Yeah, that's it. That's what it's about. Big Brother is always watching. That's the whole premise of the film.
Absolutely.
And I really think that it's got some sort of link. I'm not sure we've seen it yet, or if it's ever going to come, but I really do think it's kind of a hat tilt to 1984, because I really hope it is anyway, because it's sick. And if it isn't, then I can't explain it. It's hard to explain.
But I mean, this is just how Zombies is. It's amazing how thick we can get into it, and Treyarch lives off our ideas, and that's I think that's why we love this game so much.
Yeah,
it's amazing what we can just come out of this. A simple talk of that loading screen. Now the Zombies, Richtofen was told by Maxis to work on controlling the human mind so he could control the zombies, as we heard in like the Reese's radios and Call of the Dead's radios. He was, and even Kino's, Maxis was always trying to control this undead army.
Yes.
Now some people have brought up the idea that, Richtofen was the lesser of two evils. Like, if Maxis got a hold of the MPD device, the pyramid, and it would have been way worse than what Richtofen did with it. Richtofen had this whole idea of, he would be God, where Maxis would be like, everyone would be under him. He would rule over them, kind of like that massive government idea, while Richtofen would rather just watch them burn.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, but you have to remember that Richtofen actually mentions the fact that I can't remember the exact phrasing, but he mentions that Maxis has this trust barrier. Now, we never kind of realise what that's talking about, but I'm not sure Maxis had the bottle to go through with that. I think he may have been doing his work, but like so many Nazis at the time, they didn't want to do it. They didn't want to do the things that they were made to do. And he always seems slightly begrudging, Maxis. I'm not sure what it is. He always seems a bit... I think Richtofen is far more confident in what he's doing.
Absolutely.
Which is probably why he... I mean, this is going way too deep into the character profile, but
absolutely.
Probably why he,
come on.
It's probably why he got things done sooner than Maxis, because he was more confident and tried things, That's... I'm assuming that I have no evidence for that.
Yeah,
but that's
I think Richtofen is one of the most interesting characters, because we have been given enough to really be able to assume things and get a good look into them, while others it might be too much to assume. I'm like Takio's past. I am my fire sale. Takio's past. I'm very, very curious about all about Takio.
Well, we know very little apart from the kind of.
His last quote to end the first zombie season was, I swore to destroy all remnants of Group 935.
935, yeah.
What?
No,
you just remembered this? This is pretty big, I would say. That's wow. I was pretty impressed. This is like, wow, is there much more to Takio than we ultimately realized?
I mean, I think... Yeah, there probably is, but again, we don't know it.
Yeah,
so
we're not going to find out.
No. And it's not something we can assume either, because it could be anything. Because we know so little about him, really, that it's hard to assume. What's really interesting is the way that Treyarch's presented Richtofen. I think I'd like to discuss it slightly, because
let's go.
If you would have taken his actions and put it into a game like, say, like the Fear franchise, or something like that, something slightly more scary, something more cerebral, he would be the most evil character of all gaming. Think of what he's done and what he's capable of and what he wants to do. That's quite and I'm not talking about like because there's Marvel evil good people who want to just destroy Earth and stuff, but he's one of the most vindictive people that we've seen in gaming, but he's also a pleasure to play as, if you know what I mean. It's strange.
He is.
It's quite twisted like that, in a really non-twisted way. He's fucked up.
The character himself that's exactly it. And I'm curious if like Richtofen was always like this. If he was still like even off a click before he touched the pyramid, was he this crazy as he became? Because that makes his character so fascinating. It makes it so much fun to play. His quotes. I was playing Ascension actually solo today, seeing if just playing just for fun. Yeah. And my God, his quotes on it is just he's not only evil about what he does and what he's doing and how he's trying to take over the world and he's manipulating everyone. He's enjoying it while he does it.
Oh, definitely.
It's unreal how he just
like relishing it.
Every single kill he gets. Where's the last zombie?
I don't know. Got a Houdini?
We might. I hope he's not glitched. That's annoying.
Oh no, that's you. Maze around corners to see.
Did you guys go outside? Is he out there?
Did they go outside?
Well, no, there's the little area that's open. Outside, he's not out there.
The fuck?
Where is he?
Guys, can you see him, the other two?
Did someone just get hit?
Did they?
I thought I saw an arrow go yellow.
Oh, did you? Oh.
Yeah.
Can you kill the last zombie if you're with him?
Yeah.
Very unusual, because I've been upstairs and downstairs and
Yeah, I don't see him at all.
behind this fucking door again. Something was behind that.
What's behind the door?
No, nothing. No, that massive door that's chained off.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah, he's there, right. He's
Is
there
he?
somewhere, yeah. You need to chuck your grenades in here. Yeah. Throw him at an angle. That's what I always do. If there's a Houdini, he gets stuck at his spawn. There we are.
Yes,
Lovely.
good call. Nice job, Ben.
Nice.
All right, back to Richtofen.
Yeah, go on, sorry.
Thanks for watching a Play the Game video. If you can, please remember to leave a like and a comment on the video. If you would like to join our community, visit www.playthegame.co. If you would like to follow us using social networks, we are at PlayTheGameCo on Twitter, and for Facebook, we are at www.facebook.com/PlayTheGameCo. Thanks again for watching at Play the Game video.